You think you know this world. You know nothing. What? My name's Rocky Outcrop. We're going to be taking a look at this new teaser from Amazon Prime. What on Prime? It's the Lan Mandragoran teaser. Let's have another quick watch of it just now. You think you know this world. It's really good, isn't it? I think it's a nice little teaser. We get to see a whole bunch of stuff in here, and the video only lasts for 6 seconds, and let's face it, lots of that is, of course, black screen. Let's have another quick look here and point out a couple of things which I noticed when I first watched this. Whoa, here you have, of course, your man himself, Daniel Henny. Is it Henny? He's an interesting guy, and I thought we could take a quick look at a couple of things that he's done in the past as well, just so we get a flavour for his personality. I think he's a nice guy, and we can see here just now that he's getting into that mode, and I quite like that, the way that you can see that he's calm and he's kind of got himself together here, but he's in the face, he's facing a great danger with this enemy, so it's excellent. You can see he's really in the zone there, or of course, kind of seeking the void as you have it from the series. And you can see this light on the side of his face, and what is that? Well, strikes me that it could be the light that came when Moiraine embraced the One Power in the previous teaser that Amazon put out. So maybe they're standing close by, and you can see how chillaxed he is as all this is going on around him. Flame behind him, seems maybe flecks of ash or dust or snow, ash in the air, and obviously he's about to have a fight. You can see as well a couple of extra little things, I suppose, his outfit. And I just think to myself, we're going to be overwhelming people with so much at once that maybe just the idea of a color shifting cloak was just one of these things that the writers of the TV show decided that they didn't need to have. Whereas when you're reading a book, you want to know what's different in this book from all the other magic-y books, and you're thinking, okay, so there's these warder guys, they're pretty cool, they're nifty with a sword. What else is cool about them? And you say, well, they got a cool jacket, right? Well, maybe we don't need that in the show, since this guy's so clearly bad ass. Is this some sort of sword form? You can see here the blade coming onto the screen there, and doesn't it leave a really amazing visual effect as it flashes past us? You can see it in real time. It's just a flash in flash on the screen, but isn't it amazing the way that works? Every frame a picture and all that good stuff. Is he holding one of those sort of complimentary little swords in his hand? That's an interesting one. I saw Matt Hatch from the Dusty Wheel talking about that one. A comment down below if you like the Dusty Wheel. Great stuff, great show, great people over there. Look at his expression during it. He's just so focused. Now, in the books they talk about how there is no emotion when you're in the void, but at the same time, that's not really emotion. That's just somebody doing the hard work that is lethal and fantastic, brutal kill in action. So, I'm really impressed with it. And I think when I look at his eyes, just here, his expression and his in around there, that he just feel like he's so focused. I love the outfit, I love the way that it all works together, and of course he looks good with the top knot. Good stuff. Is this a defensive move? Has everything just kind of started off? Are we looking at him maybe with a number of enemies around him? I would imagine in the next scene in this, could it pan round? Maybe we're seeing an attack all swamping in at that moment, and what you have is Moiraine embracing the source off to one side, and Lan just behind her, and he kind of gets into the zone, looks around, sees there's an enemy, and then they come at him a couple of times, and maybe this is all part of the dance, if you will, of the sword forms that he's doing. Anyway, that's super exciting as well. I want to see the next frame with the sword in it. Does it have blood on it? And of course, what is this beast that we have on the right hand side? Now, the right hand side, that's clearly not a person, and I think we should now at this point look at the description down below another time, in fact. See, it's just a glimpse, so you have to watch it 1,000 times, of course. Video description 1 of 2. The video opens on darkness as we hear ominous sounds in the background. A man's voice says, "You think you know this world. You know nothing." He comes into focus, turning his face of stone towards something, a fire burning behind him. And it's brilliant to have a you know nothing thing right here in the teaser at the start. Just a brilliant reference because, of course, Wheel of Time is not Game of Thrones 2.0. Wheel of Time is the original, and every time when we're watching Game of Thrones or reading the stories ourselves as these original old school Wheel of Time fans, you know, you think back and like, I read this in the Wheel of Time when I was 11. This isn't even as good as the original material. So when somebody like Lan says, you know nothing, then you listen, you know? When, what was she called? Ingrid or something like that in Game of Thrones, whenever Jon goes over the wall and he keeps getting told, you know nothing, Jon Snow. That was true, and it was great, and I loved the story and everything at the time, but this is on another level. Anyway, he says you know nothing, and truly, at this point in the story, we really do know nothing, and that was kind of what I meant with that warder cloak thing. You know, would it be overwhelming for somebody who knows nothing? I mean, let's be fair, the majority of people watching this show won't have seen or read the books and won't know what they're getting into necessarily. Then he comes into focus, turning his face of stone towards something, and that's nicely put as well. That was what I was thinking. He has a face of stone, and of course that's a classic Lan type reference from the book. He's Mr. Stone, isn't he? A fire, so, you know, turns his face behind him, stone towards something. That's right, because there is a fire burning behind him. That's right, because there is a fire burning behind him. And what is it that's on fire there? I mean, is it buildings? Is it perhaps Padden Fane's truck? What could it be? You know, his wagon, whatever. Maybe Rand's wagon, you know, after they got all the apple cider off. What could it be? Or what is it? I wonder. Video description 2. This is Daniel Henny as Lan Mandragoran, warder bonded to Moiraine Dumbledore. He turns around and strikes a creature that we can only see from the back with his sword as the video smashes to black. Bam, bam, bam. So he does strike the creature with his sword, and it says creature as well. So this could be our first glimpse of a Trolloc. It's a pretty blurry glimpse, let's be fair, but it could be a shadowy glimpse of one. Let's take a look here at this clip. My toy collection, He-Man. And of course, this is Daniel Henny, the man himself.
So people always ask me if I collect things, and I don't really collect things, but I do have a small collection of He-Man figurines.
And there you go, there you have it. So for people growing up in that period, I had that toy. See this toy right in the middle of the screen here, this He-Man. It was the best. What you would do is you would hit it. I wonder if he picks up and talks about it because it is so epic. I hope he does. You could hit it, and its chest, you know, it starts off He-Man's chest in perfect condition. You strike it once, it turns around, and there's a bit of damage on it. You strike it again, it turns around, and is quite badly damaged. It's just what a brilliant toy it was for playing as a kid. And there he is with the same sort of stuff, and you think, yes, great. And these are the sorts of moments that I love whenever I see a new character being introduced to. You know, these are the things that I really love about this potential for this character. For one, reading the book, Lan, what an epic dude. Wow, fantastic. Anyone that can pull that off will need to be a legend. Well, what type of legend are we looking for? Well, I think in terms of his overall look, he has the look, and he has that stony face, that determined face when he's looking at things. But then in terms of our personal connection, can we get personal connection with this guy? And him having the same toys that I had as a kid is absolutely fantastic. I know his top knock is most likely a fakey, a wig that he's wearing for the show, unlike my real one. But when it comes to, you know, liking He-Man, well, you can't fake that.
Figurines.
There is.
Purchase them for me.
That's the one that sucks on. Also had the bath version of this. Had the bath version where you could wet its hands, and then it had suckers. You could put it on there, push a button on the back, sucked up some water. You could spray it at the front. What a fantastic toy! See there with its cart. Wow, what a toy! Anyway, obviously good personal connection going on between me and Daniel over here, and it's fantastic to see. What a great guy! Oh, does it spray? What does it spray water as well? Oh yeah, you put this is the toy.
His name is Squirtor, and you would take his head out, fill it with water, put his head back in, and just squirt people in the face. This is at.
All right, you know what? I'm committed.
He-Man.
I had that one.
And
there's Skeletor in the background there with his spinning.
This is Battle Cat, and this is without his armor. He's Cringer. Side note: Cringer's a name I always wanted to use. Never a hiccup with that. 1985 tech.
Yeah, right. Okay, so legends, kindred spirits over there. I think this guy is going to make a pretty good Lan. Well, that's my reaction to Lan. I hope you enjoyed watching the clip. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave us a like. Of course, this is the first episode on this channel, brand new here to the Wheel of Time on Prime YouTube scene, and any sort of support is massively appreciated. Thank you so much.